let's talk real life stuff. So I got 4 questions from 4 of my friends, and they just want your advice on just their situation in life.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
like that.
first is from my girl Brittany. This is kind of funny, man. She says, I work at a gas station and this guy comes in to flirt with me every morning. And
Mm.
3 days ago, I asked him, hey, when we going to hang out? I haven't seen him since. Did I do
Oh,
something wrong?
oh man, I don't. I would have thought that he was trying to holler, and he would have been extra
Right,
excited about that.
right.
So she wants to know what's the advice on that.
Yeah, like she wants to know, hey, did I do something wrong here? Or,
Maybe
what's
you know what? If he never asked her to hang out, maybe he's just flirting with her. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
So
okay.
I would think that a lot of times a woman wants to holler, but they're waiting on the guy to really kind of just say, "Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?" And I think
yeah.
that if the guy doesn't really say it, then maybe he doesn't really want to holler for real. Maybe he's just a flirtatious guy like myself. I kind of just like to talk to people, and I'm a people person,
Yeah.
and I'm cool. So it's kind of like a lot of women will say that I'm flirting with them too. A lot of times, if you just speak to a woman or anything, oh, he tried to holler at me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So maybe he wasn't really digging her like that, and
And she
it
just
might have
she
she might have
perceived
jumped
it.
the gun. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it
Hey
might have
man,
scared him off because he might be married or something. And
right, right.
that's just like his little escape to be able to check his game a little bit, see if he still
Mm,
got it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
That
maybe
that
she
kind of
jumped out there. Maybe she jumped out there too early, and she should have waited on him to pursue
mm-hmm.
her instead of saying that. Because sometimes that'll make a woman look a little thirsty, like when it's kind of like a woman proposing to a man versus a man proposing to a woman.
You think that's a bad idea? A woman proposing
I
to a
don't
man?
think it's a bad idea, but I think that in life we have all these perceptions of things that
Mm,
we're taught growing
mm-hmm.
up, and I won't say
Mm,
that it's really right or wrong. It's just
mm.
that when we're taught certain things, when it's the opposite, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, when really it's really nothing wrong with it. It's just you
Just
doing
against
what
the
you feel.
grain, if you will.
Yeah, it's just against the grain. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
totally.
Yeah, I feel that. What? All right. So Steven said this: top 3 best chicken sandwiches. He said, I
Mm.
say Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, KFC. What do you say? Top 3 best chicken sandwiches.
I'm gonna probably go Chick-fil-A first because they have less breaded on there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
And they're closed on
Um,
Sunday.
yeah. And Popeyes would be second, and I haven't had the
Mhm.
KFC one. But so Chick-fil-A would be first, and then I would go with Popeyes second.
What would your third be instead of the KFC?
I don't know what other places are there. It would probably have to be like, um,
I ain't gonna lie, man. I had to do my research too because I didn't really know a whole lot of them myself. But
yeah,
I don't know if y'all have Hardee's down there. Hardee's has a
yeah, we
chicken
got
sandwich.
Hardee's. Hardee's
The
is across.
Wendy's, Burger
Wendy's,
King.
yeah.
You know what
See,
I
the thing
mean?
about Wendy's is they open late, so you can catch a Wendy's spicy chicken
Yeah,
sandwich. I mean, I ain't gonna lie,
yeah.
I eat a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, but I haven't in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I know back in the day, I used to murder the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich.
Used to slam those, yeah.
Yeah, I used to kill them.
You like the spicy as opposed to the regular sandwich?
Yeah, I like the spicy one,
Yeah,
spicy chicken sandwich.
me
Yeah.
too, man. Me
But see,
too.
I like the Chick-fil-A because those little pickles they put on there. I add a couple more pickles
I
on there.
love those pickles, man. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
the pickles
Yeah,
set it off, man.
yeah, they do, man. They do. I think it's
Yeah,
crazy too with Chick-fil-A, man, how they're closed on Sundays, but you go around any other day of the week.
and the
I don't know
line
why
is out of
line
yeah.
is crazy.
I'm
Like,
from Atlanta, so that's where it originated at. So I
okay.
know all about
Yep.
Chick-fil-A.
Yep. You know
Yeah.
all about that, man.
Atlanta folks will eat Chick-fil-A every day. You know what I'm saying? They'll get
We-
chicken sandwich one day, fingers the
yep.
next,
Yep.
nuggets the
Yep.
next.
Them
Yeah.
grilled, them grilled nuggets too, man.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah. The
gosh.
grill, the breakfast time. You gotta get the. I like the little chicken minis.
Man, me too,
Those
bro.
are good too with
And
the
that
hash browns.
yeah, I like the hash browns with that barbecue sauce though. That
Oh yeah,
barbecue sauce, that
barbecue
Polynesian,
sauce. Oh
both of
yeah,
them. Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Stop it,
Polynesian.
bro.
They got some good sauces. They
Yeah,
on they
man.
on point.
Man, we gonna have to go eat now.
We're gonna
Dang.
have
All
to go
right.
hit the right. You got me hungry.
Me too, man. Tell me about Olivia. Olivia said, I love this new lip gloss I just got, but my boyfriend hates it. He says I look too seductive. but I think it's popping. Should I stick with it?
I think that if she loves her boyfriend, she should do what he likes. And you know what I'm saying? When
Mm,
she not with him, she can wear it, but when she's with him, wear what he likes. And I'm sure vice versa. If it's something that he doesn't like, that she does,
mm-hmm.
he tells her, then she should take heed. Relationships are all about compromise. So I feel like
Yep.
best relationship, you guys have to come to a happy medium of whatever you like and dislike, and
Yeah.
work from there.
I
So
like that.
I think that for her boyfriend, she should not wear it and wear what he likes.
I like that, man. I kind of told her the same thing. I said, in a relationship, if you can't reciprocate a little bit of sacrifice, then what do you have? You know what I mean?
Right.
You have selfishness, I think, man.
Exactly.
So, all right, man, cool. Last one's from Antonio. He said, my dad called me and asked if I would invest into some Bitcoin with him. He said he really needs my help, but I don't think it's a good investment. I think we're gonna both get ripped off. What do you suggest?
Bitcoin, man. I had some investment in Bitcoin too
Did you?
early on. Yeah, and it dropped. My thing with Bitcoin, man, it's like investing in it's like investing in the cloud where you just don't know. For me, I would like to put my money into stocks and things that are more stable. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Bitcoin's a
I'm
little
not
too
sure.
risky.
Yeah,
Mm,
but it may be the way of the world. But there are so many different digital currencies.
yeah.
I think that you can really invest in some other ones, because I feel like they're all so manipulative that
Mm,
whoever runs them can make them whatever. Pretty much like the stock market, man. They can make it whatever they want to make it. So it's kind of
mm,
like, I don't know, if that's a wise investment or not, but I know that it's going down right now. And I know about a month ago it was up.
yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's plummeting right now. But
Mm-hmm.
who knows, it'll go back up. So for me, I wouldn't invest in it, but I'm also not I'm also not into knowing about, I know about Bitcoin, but what I
Mm-hmm.
do know is that when I invested in it, I put a few thousand in, and then it dropped down to like $500. So I took my money
Oh,
out. Yeah.
so you
And
you took
then
a
now
loss on it.
yeah, I took a loss, and then now
Okay.
it went crazy, and then it went back down again.
Mm,
It's not down to where it was at when I was in it, but it's a coin that some people take and some people don't, and it's just like,
mm-hmm.
you're not gonna play it on a daily to take out when you up and to get out when you down. If you're not watching it on a daily, then
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't invest in it. Now, if you're somebody that watches it and you're playing the stock market every day and you're playing the stocks, then hey, go for it. But me
Yeah.
personally, I don't have time to sit and watch the stocks as they go up and down.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to put my money. I would only want to put my money in like blue chip stocks.
Okay.
The stocks that are pretty much guaranteed. Now,
Have
I
you?
know, of course, you have to take some risk too,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really want to take a major risk like that, like a Bitcoin risk.
Have you looked into this NFT? Have you looked into that investing?
The NFTs with the digital cards or something like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm into that. Again, that's kind of, to me, it's hot, because I know that the Tesla owner, he was like, "Yo, get into the NFTs. That's the next thing."
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, again, all these people, they're able to manipulate what they put their money in because they're at
Yeah.
the top and they know what it is. So
Right.
they're at the top. We're all the scavengers waiting on them to tell us where to
Turn
put our
us
money in.
whatever.
And then
Yeah.
they already know when it's going to drop. So they take their money out. They tell you, hey, y'all all invest in this GameStop right fast. Everybody go invest in it. Then they know it's about to crash or something. They take their money out and then you lose. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like
It's a
the
game,
world.
bro.
It's a game, and if you're not one of the elitists, then you're just playing the game and you don't really know, because the elitists, they can take their money out at any time. They know
Right.
when it's going down, they know when it's going up, because they
Right.
pretty much run it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah.
The sad part is that we don't know. Even like a lot of the bills and laws that are made, most of us are not paying attention to them. So they can slide that law, just like the Georgia law they just passed, where a lot of people are not able to vote, and unless it's publicized or unless we go march about it, which we didn't, raise a lot of sand about that. A lot of things, to me, we only care about one thing, which is something to care about, which is, cops killing Black lives, but there's so many other things that go with that.
Yeah.
That we need to focus on, like the voting rights and things like that. Like, even like we're talking about the stocks and things that we need to be more knowledgeable about that will help us in the whole realm and grand scheme of things that we don't really pay attention to.
I agree, man. You brought up something I hadn't planned on talking to you about, but I'm really interested in your thoughts. You spoke on our concern on police killing Black Americans, and bro, I'm engaged to a girl from Trinidad, and I'm a Caucasian, man, and there's stuff.
Caucasian?
I'm Caucasian. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you is.
It's the light, man. It's the light. Yeah. Irish and Scottish, bro. There's a lot of challenges, issues, if you will. I don't know. I'm not sure that the correct terminology, but that people of color deal with that someone like myself can't understand, never will understand, because I just can't. You know what I mean? And she and I have a lot of conversation about that. What would your suggestion be to someone like myself who let me say it this way. I want to help, right?
Yeah.
But I also don't want to, I want to balance it out with, I don't want to look like that guy, that stereotypical white guy who says, oh, I want to have Black friends so they'll think I'm cool, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like trying too hard, almost the B-Rad kind of thing. I don't want that, man. I genuinely care, and I want things to be well with people.
Right. I suggest to do what you're doing. I mean, you got you a sister, so it's kind of like you pretty much. I wouldn't have thought, honestly. I thought that you would. The police may see you and not know if you're a white man or not. I think that just being informed and having somebody that's of a different ethnicity. I live in a building, and it's a lot of white people in my building, and a lot of times they want to talk to me about issues because they know that I'm a very easy person to talk to, and they want to help as well. And I think that just being able to talk to other nationalities and cultures that are different than yours, you're able to understand a lot more, which on the flip side will help you to better, help and to better understand, like you say, it is probably hard for you to go talk to some Black kids because you won't be able to relate to them growing up in the environments and that we grew up in sometimes. But I think that by you just being knowledgeable, you'll be able to probably be able to talk to white people and have them to understand more. Which in the grand scheme of things will help the overall situation. I won't really say, you could probably go talk to the kids too, and they will probably love to hear your perspectives or to do a Q&A with them, to, so that they can understand from the other side, because life is all about perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're not able to see somebody else's perspective, you're not able to understand the whole thing, So I mean, I think you even talking to the kids, talking to the youth from your perspective will help them to know how to deal with white people and how to deal with cops and how to deal with because this is a world where we all have to live together. So it's not like we're all just in one. Of course, there are areas where it's all Black, and then there's white areas, and then you have the mixed areas. But I think for them to be able to talk to a white man and understand your perspective, that'll help them out a lot too.
Wow. Okay. I never thought about that. I like that, man. Cool. Thank you for that. I got to ask you, though, about this story. And I'm sure you've been asked about this, but I got to know myself. The story about you shooting your shot with Beyonce, bro.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Can you kind of like paint the picture of what happened?
Well, of course, I was in the group, and
Yeah.
I didn't even want to say that story because I don't want Jay-Z to blackball me, from the industry.
Right.
God, you know what I
You're trying to get
mean?
on title. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. But we were all talking to somebody in the group. They were called the Dolls before they were Destiny's Child. And they was working with Tim and Bob, and we were trying to work with Tim and Bob, who produced Slow Down and a lot of my records.
Yeah.
And everybody like chose somebody else. And Beyonce was like the last person. Nobody even chose Beyonce. And I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? That's the hottest one in the group. What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
So I just remember we all went to the movie theater. This was like puppy love. I had to be like 14 or something.
And she was how old do you think?
She was about the same age.
About the same. Okay.
We were all like the same age. And
okay.
And I think we all went to the movies. It was just like a date, and we would just all hang out because we were in a group and they were in a group, and neither one of our groups were out yet, so they were kind of like
okay.
And I just remember, just having this super overly crush on her, and she just was like, it's cool to all of us all to hang out, but outside of that, ain't nothing. So we was all teenagers at the time, and that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all it was for the most part.
What'd y'all go see? Do you remember? What was the movie?
Man, I don't know. I just remember we went to movies, and I think we all walked through the mall together a couple times, and we would hang out at the studio with them. And
you sit next to her?
Yeah, I sat next to her, and
I remember to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like
sharing an armrest and all that.
And I remember we had a show in Corpus Christi, Texas with them, and they came to our show, and we were like out on the beach and walking, and I was overly in love, and she wasn't, and
she had told her to slow down, bro.
Hey man, I didn't know that at that time. I was just like, gone, like, man, she could sing and she's gorgeous, and we were 15, 14 years old, and it just ain't happened.
Wow.
Man. But it was cool though. It was a cool experience.
Your transition from Bobby Valentino to Bobby V, bro. I never knew about the cease and desist or the lawsuit, how whatever that was. Was it just, hey, let's just go with Bobby V? That was kind of a no-brainer, or were there other names you thought about?
There was other names, and you can kind of hear it on my second. I played around with Bobby V Tino. I played around with Valentine. I played around with.
I remember Valentine. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually called myself that, Valentine. I say that on Miss Officer. So during all of those times, I was kind of just trying to figure out what my name was going to be. But Luda always called me Bobby V anyway. So I was just like, I just go with Bobby V. It's just
went with that.
People already were calling me Bobby V.
Gotcha.
So I just went with that.
Did that issue with the other Bobby Valentino, did that happen before or after the Mrs. Officer record? Because I know, Wayne in the beginning was like Bobby Valentino.
Yeah, it happened it happened like, I think it was probably before it. It was actually during the same time where I recorded it, actually.
Okay.
So I think I did beat after I went through all of that. But I think as I was going through that, that's when, we were trying to figure out the name situation. So Wayne just said Bobby Valentino, and that name will never leave me anyway. So I was just like Bobby V. The only thing with the name is when people are searching my music, they'll type in Bobby Valentino, and only certain songs will come up.
Okay.
So people need to know, like, Bobby V is, if you want any of my new music, you have to like type in Bobby V.
Have to look up Bobby V. Okay, got you. So if we look up Bobby Valentino, we're gonna get old stuff, or we're gonna get old boy from Italy or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you might not even get him because I mean, he didn't really. He just had the name copyrighted. So
Oh,
that's
got it. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, he has, I think, an album or something that he did, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really to the magnitude of what I've done, you know.
Yeah.
But I got real big over in the UK, which is where he lives at, and you know, it
And that's
kind of
how he heard.
burnt, and that's how, yeah.
Got
So
you. Okay.
we
All
had
right.
we had it contractually where we could coexist with the name, but then the label had printed out an album with Bobby Valentino on it, and then we had to go litigation and all this other stuff. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna
Mm,
just pay him this money that I owe him, and I'm gonna be done with it. So, you know, I
yeah.
just moved to Bobby V. So that was just another stumble in my, you know, on that road. But you
Yeah.
know, we get through
Wow.
it.
Speaking of, you talked about Beat Beat, man. I love that record, by the way. I thought Beat Beat was super dope, man. And it came out, if I remember correctly, right around, it came after Slow Down. Is that right?
Yeah, that was Beat Beat was my third album. It was an independent album where I had to
Okay.
do my own situation. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that came way after Slow Down. Beat
That's
Beat
what I
dropped
thought.
like I
Okay.
think '09 and '10. Slow
Yeah,
Down
yeah,
came
yeah, yeah.
05. Yeah.
Yeah. The Beep Beep reminded me of, the hook on the Mrs. Officer record. A
Yeah.
lot of your stuff is really catchy, man. Who came up with the wee Who came, how'd that come about?
I did that a long time ago. And then when I went in the
Mm,
studio with Wayne, I was like, I wanted to experiment with it. And so I threw it on the song, and Wayne made the whole song about a cop car, you know, about Ms.
yeah.
Officer. So when I did the hook, if you listen to the hook, it doesn't say anything about Mrs. Officer. I was just singing the hook, and
Oh,
he
yeah,
made
you're right.
that song because when I threw it up,
Hmm.
when I threw the wheel in there, he was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna make it about Mrs. Officer. I'm gonna make the song
Yeah.
about it." So when he did that, man, you know, and Ms. Officer wasn't even supposed to be the single. It was just like a
Really?
people's, yeah, it was just a people's choice record, and you know,
Wow.
hope that I can link. Me and Wayne, we did a lot of songs together during that
Mm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that maybe one day we can rekindle and do some more records because the chemistry. But I think it's Lil Wayne, man. The chemistry he has with anybody is amazing. But I
Mm-hmm.
really think that we had a crazy, crazy chemistry. So I kind of want to revisit some things with Wayne. I think it'd be dope.
That would be super dope, man. What's your
Yeah.
speaking of artists you've collabed with, man, what's your relationship like with Luda now?
I can reach out to him for anything. I don't talk to him on a daily, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
I always see him because we're in Atlanta and we kind of run in the same circles.
Okay.
So you know,
So y'all are good.
yeah, we good. I never burn a bridge with anybody.
Good.
Luther and Shaka Zulu, they did a lot for my career. They put me in a place where I am now, which is a happy place, a blessed
Mm-hmm.
place. They changed my life, and so I'll never like diss them. I don't have anything negative or bad to say about DTP. They were always there. They were very open. They were very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
They never took any money from me or anything. If anything,
Mm.
they showed me how to get the money. They showed me
Mm.
all the right things to do, and kind of just put me in a place to where you know I can have a music career, which a lot of people are not able to have in this career, and I'm very blessed to
Yeah.
still be out here, still be touring, still be putting music out. I want people to come out. I think I have some. They came out to a few of my shows, and they got a chance to
Mm.
see how I rock, and they got a chance to see that my shows are still popping. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm glad that my unsung is like it really shows the journey of where I came from and where I'm going and where I'm at now as well. So you know, I think a lot of people, the premise of the unsung is like, oh, they're on drugs or they're just
Mm.
working
Yeah.
CBS right now. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't
Right.
have anything, they had all the success and now it's gone. And mine has not been like that. I've had a very blessed life. I have great parents who
Mm.
show me what to do the right thing with my money
That's
and
great.
you know, I'm not strung out on drugs, thank God. You know, I'm pretty cognizant. You know, we all have our vices, but you know, mine are
Sure.
not that bad. And so, you know, I'm very blessed. And you know, a lot of that comes from the knowledge and the wisdom that DTP instilled in me early on in my career.
Wow, that's great, man. That's great. I've always heard good things about the company and about Luda himself as as a man. I've heard a lot of good stuff about him. Never met
Mhm.
him, but I've heard a lot of good stuff about him, man. So that's
Great
what's
guy.
up. That's what's up. If you could give me your top, you talked about Wayne, we talked about Luda. Who are some of your other, I say maybe like top 5 collabs that you've done in your career, man?
50 Cent, Nicki
Mm-hmm.
Minaj, Gucci Mane, K Michelle, Future. Uh,
Anybody that would surprise us that
I
you
work with
really.
Pharrell.
Mhm.
Any surprises like somebody you wouldn't think that I would work with?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any surprises. I think I pretty much work with everybody. You know, it's a lot of new artists and stuff out now that I would love to work with.
Like who?
But I just think like I like her. I would love to do a song with
Mm.
her. Um
Yeah.
I would love to do something with it's a lot of like underground people, man. I'm always finding
Mm.
like these kind of alternative R&B people. I have to look at my phone because there's so
Mm.
many different ones, but I'm always looking for like this kind of like I listen to this girl. I don't know if she's really underground. Sabrina Claudia. Um,
Hmm.
I listen to
Okay.
this dude named Galamitius who worked with Alina Baratz.
Okay.
Uh, and it's a lot of other cats that are just not like big name people, but their music is dope. And I think
Mm.
a lot of times the dopest musicians aren't the hottest musicians.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know,
agree. Yeah.
I think to be hot, you kind of have to conform and you kind of have to do what's going on 90% of the time. Of course, there's
Mm.
that talent 10% of people that are able to break through the scenes, but for the most part, I think the dopest artists are those that go against the grain and that just really live in their own world and live in their own space. And those are the artists that I'm constantly looking for because those are the artists that
Mm.
get a different feeling than just
Yeah.
cutting the video on and you hear 20 people that are making the same song over and over again. They saying the same.
Mm-hmm.
The music sounds the same, and it just
Yeah.
gets redundant.
Agreed.
And myself being a musician, I love musicianship and people that cherish and love music, and
Mm.
that's what I'm looking for always.
Speaking of the current music, what are your thoughts on hip hop being where it is now, man? The past, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years, it going from more of a lyrical content to more of a melodic, type of feel. What are your thoughts on the transition throughout the past decade or so?
I think music is always transitioning and it's
Hmm.
always changing. Different from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, 2000s to now. It's just always forever transition. So
Hmm.
I think that the rap now has become more R&B,
Yeah,
and which has then kind of pushed R&B under a little bit as
that's what I
well.
was going to
Why,
ask you.
that's why all the radio stations are like for hip hop and
Right,
R&B
right,
because
right, right.
everything is hip hop driven now. So
Yeah.
uh, but I think it's just forever changing, and I feel like as an artist, you just have to stick and stay true to who you are. And I
Hmm.
think a lot of times, as artists, we want to have a radio song, so we're chasing that trend of making a
Mm.
song for today, but that really takes you out of your artistry of who you are. And even myself,
Hmm.
I've had a lot of times where I was just chasing a hit record
Mm.
versus being myself. And I think that when you're yourself, it just lasts longer and
Mm.
you know it just makes you bigger because you are one of a kind.
Yeah.
But when you are signed to a label and they want a smash record, you got to do what's going on, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. It's the
So
business side, if you will.
yeah, it's the business, and so there
Hmm.
you have to have and find that happy medium uh, to make something that's authentic
Yeah.
but that can go with what's going on in the times as well.
How do we tap in? How do we stay connected with you?
Oh, stay connected. My Instagram at Bobby V Show, Facebook Bobby V Music, Twitter Bobby V. Y'all make sure y'all lock in and you'll get a chance to see what I'm doing on the daily, pretty much. And you know, I want to appreciate everybody that's logged in. Appreciate you, and
Definitely,
man, you
bro.
know, it's been a good, it's been a lot of fun.
Definitely, man. Likewise, man. Thank you, man. One more question before I let you go. Every day before I get off the radio, man, I like to try and give the people that rock with me uh just something to take with them the rest of their day, man. Something that if I never speak to you again, these are the best words of wisdom, the best advice, the best, piece of life advice, if you will, that I could give. I call it my love note. If you give one love note, what would that be?
Never give up on yourself. Believe
Mm.
in yourself, because that day that you give up could be the day that you make it.
It's been a pleasure and wish you nothing but continued success.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. Stay safe.